Friday Night Flies.
Friday Night Flies with Scotty Holmes and the boys, Boulder and Big Brad Knowles, here at Pemberton Valley Sporting Goods in lovely wet Pemberton, BC tonight. We're trying something new. We're going to start with the fly right there, so you get a chance to look at it, see what you want to watch. Obviously, you do, because it's a
hare's ear.
Yeah, a hare's ear. Who doesn't want to see that, right?
That's right.
Okay, so let's take her out.
And we're going to introduce you to the man behind the vice. Oh, look at that new hat.
My God.
That too. Damn.
Yeah, you like that? The new too?
It looks very good.
Yeah, Brad was...
It's like putting a golden horseshoe on your head, my friend. Hey? That's
the
fishiest toque you'll ever put on your head.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you probably lost your train of thought now that I've...
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, you know, it's really great that the boys went out and slayed a whole bunch of trout.
Did we ever?
Yeah, I wish I would have been a part of it, but I wasn't. But that's okay. I'm a working guy these days, so I don't have...
If they haven't had a chance to watch the video of us smoking them with the fly that Scott just tied prior to this one, go and check it out.
Go and check it out. Yeah, you got to go and see.
It's on PembertonFishFinder.com. Go to our fishing reports. It should be the very first post on our fishing reports page. And it's smoking.
It's smoking. Yeah, it is.
I mean, I think, what'd you make? 8 casts with the fly? And
8 casts,
5 or 6 fish? Yeah, that was retarded.
Now, that's a fun day. Like, that's a good day at the office, I'd have to say.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's get back to you tying the fly.
Well, yeah, so I'm going to tie a traditional pattern tonight. Obviously, I'm going to throw a little twist in it because it's a hare's ear. I'm not actually using hare's ear. I'm using Spikey Squirrel from SLF, which I think is a very good imitation. And it's extremely spiky, so it does the job, right? Makes it nice and simple. I actually do have a hare's mask at home. I could be tying them with hare's mask, but I'm tying it with this with the Spikey SLF, and I really like it. It works really well.
It looks really good.
It does. It looks good. And this one here, I mean, I could tease it out. I never even teased this one out. I just sort of left it the way it was. So, yeah, we'll get right at it. And but I think it's the first traditional fly I've tied in a long time. That's for sure.
Hey, let's see how you do.
Okay. Yeah.
Back to you.
Yeah.
We're down at the bottom vise.
Okay. So we're gonna get our hook in the vise. You're watching someone else tie flies right now, Scotty? What the hell, huh?
I'm spying on my copied fly.
You see what I'm talking about.
Vic from Alaska is on there too.
Okay, so
I know
I'm gonna put on my lead wire first. I'm just gonna do a few wraps here. Probably like about, I don't know, almost close to a centimeter. No, just under a centimeter. I'm gonna pull that off. Oh, tuck that into the bead. Do a few more wraps. Oh. And break that off. And then we're gonna start our wire. Or start our thread. Sorry. I'm just going to tie this lead in.
I'll tell you, man, having the camera where it is now, it sure changes the whole perspective of the fly being tied, man. It's in your face online right now.
Yeah, and for me, it's so much better. It's actually really weird having the camera right there in front of you. I'm getting close, but I'm not. Okay, so we got that tied on there. We're going to take a piece of our ultra wire.
When you're trying to show this, put it right down at the vise because everything's at focus at the vise.
Okay. And we're going to tie that in. A little piece of lead. So the whole thing about not having a fingernail on that side. Get that out of there. And we're going to tie our wire. We're just going to let it, we want it on the other side so that when we put on our pheasant tail, when we start our wraps, it doesn't wreck it. We're going to take this down to just about the bar, just where it starts to go down. Get rid of our wire there.
Hopefully that's not eating up on our bandwidth.
What's that?
That video in the background.
Okay, and then we're just going to grab our pheasant tail fibers, and we want about 10, maybe a few more, maybe a few less. Get your tips all lined up.
We're gonna activate question and answer too for those that are trying to comment and not being able to, because there are a million in attendance online.
Millions.
Millions in attendance. We are online, of course.
A few too many there. I'm just gonna trim. I'm just gonna trim off the backs here, just so it makes it easy to
if
deal
you
with.
guys have any questions about what we're doing tonight, hit us up on question and answer. She's live officially as of this second.
Yeah, we're live. That's one thing that we'd like to say, that, you know, sometimes things don't go exactly right, but we're tying live.
Well, as we found out last show, we actually had it live and we were setting things up.
Yeah,
kind of caught us off guard.
we want this tail to be just a little bit longer than the bend of the hook, so right around there.
Yeah, sure.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Caught my thread on the hook. Just as I said that we're live and things happen, which they do.
I'll tell you what's happening right now. I'm making myself a hot cup of Java.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. You want one?
No thank you. So I have to tie those. We're gonna wrap them all the way up to the top. Again, same thing, loose. It's not a big deal. And then we're gonna go back down to the bottom.
Two.
And we're gonna start dubbing.
Level.
So
yeah, if you're going heaping, do one. It's awesome.
get a little bit of this spiky squirrel out. Actually, natural fox is what it is.
Buddy, that stuff's amazing. I mean, honestly, if you look at here, you know what? I think I've got a Hares here in my box here.
So you want to build up your natural tapers and all nymphs.
There you go, Scott. There's your. I'll just leave it on the device here. And you look at the difference. Oh, nice hot cup of Java, boys. That coffee is.
And you dub it all the way right up to the top, right up to the bead. It is.
That's just the way too convenient having that.
Yeah.
Heater on it.
And I got that at home too.
Yeah.
That's the best when you're sick.
Man, that spiky squirrel looks awesome.
Yeah, I gotta get.
Well, that's the whole idea. Like the Hares here doesn't really represent anything, but represents a lot of things, right?
Represents everything.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and
it just doesn't work with regular dubbing. It's all about that spiky squirrel.
okay, so this is the whole idea that the wire is on that opposite side, so I bring it down and underneath, make my first wrap.
From the Hares face. Yeah. What the actual Hares. That's what the whole Hares ear thing is about.
And I want to try to get maybe 5 ribs in that are going to be visible. I think I've got 5 in there. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to wrap it all the way up. Just makes the fly stronger.
Bulletproof.
Not that it's going to last, as Scotty said. And it's not that we don't tie our flies to last, but we don't expect them to last.
Hey, we're fishing in BC here.
Yeah, between the bottom, the obstacles, the fish themselves.
I think that's the difference between a weekend fisher and us is that we fish a lot. So we start to tone down on the steps if we can. Like I know I like tying complicated fly, but if I can save a step here and there from not putting glue on or not head cementing stuff, then
so we got to bring this back to about the beginning of the thorax. So right around that 5th rib. I'm gonna tie in or tie back our pheasant tail, and you want to try to flatten them out a bit. It's not so much of a big deal on this step. On the next one, it's very important, but the flatter that they are, the easier it is to go on with the next step. You don't want a big bulb there. Okay, so we got them tied off, and we're gonna use the same dubbing, and I use different kinds of dubbings. You could use, you could use a black spiky squirrel. You could use, if you wanted to change it up a bit. I try this exact same fly with the fox, but then I use a black pheasant tail, and it looks pretty cool. I think I have it here actually.
I've seen them tied with a full back, like almost like a full back, but with that spiky fur, man, they look dynamite.
So we're just building up our thorax. The stuff every now and then tends to clump a little bit, but works pretty good. All in all, it's pretty easy to use. And if you like to brush your stuff out afterwards, definitely, if you're using the SLF, put a bit on because it will pull out. You'll lose a few fibers, and then that's looking pretty good. So
really good.
We're gonna fold this back over, and that's why I say you want to try to flatten it out. Do a turn in front. Now we got that. We're going to trim off. And be careful when you do that, because I've done that a few times where I trimmed it and then instantly the shell back came off.
Let go.
Yeah. Let everything go. Okay, so there we go. Got that on. And all I did was I just kept a little bit of dubbing, pulled it down, and then I tie off this piece and then dub a little bit on top. I mean, you don't have to do it.
It definitely fills the fly out a little bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it finishes it off. That's what I like about it. You know, you're not seeing my thread wraps. You're not seeing the top of where we tied the pheasant tail back, right?
You got her.
And do a couple whip finishes. See, that's thread. I didn't do anything. I broke. Okay, where's my orange thread? Oh, there it is there. So not a big deal. I'll trim it off.
Here, maybe before you throw that on there, give us a little rotation and just have a look and see what we got here, because we can't see the shell back, and I really want to see that. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's your traditional.
Yeah, that's your traditional with spiky.
And that's not picked out. Like if I was to go and take a brush to her,
I mean, you wouldn't need to spike that out any more than it is.
No, I don't think so either.
No.
So what you'd be doing is you'd probably be lightening it up a bit, making it a little bit more sparse.
Yeah.
And that's something that you can do. I carry one of these spiky things or one of these Velcro strips in my fishing box, and if I need to change my limbs, I can do that at the spot.
And so what are you going to do here now?
Oh, well, obviously.
It's not a Scotty.
It's not a Scotty. I just feel a lot more comfortable sometimes having
just a little
hot spot.
And you don't need to go crazy with it.
No, basically I've tied it on, and I'm going to finish it off.
I mean, that's a UV thread as well, is it not?
Well, that's the whole point.
I just wanted the viewers to know
Yeah,
what the hotspot's all about. You're like, yeah, sure, hotspot. You got red thread, big deal. No, it's UV red thread. That's how you get the hotspot.
Yeah. This is going to add a little bit more of an attractor. Like my thought on it is it's going to add a little bit more
Roll
of an
it over
attractor.
again. Let's have a quick look at it.
I don't know if I did enough on there, but
oh, that's perfect. You don't need any more than that. No, that's good.
boom.
There's your hotspot.
But that's going to attract some fish from a long ways away. They're going to see that for a while.
The halo right behind the bead.
So there you have it. Scotty's hare's ear with no hare's ear. But yeah, it was
Here, we're up top.
traditional fly for me. It's kind of different. Me and Scotty and I do spend a lot of time tying our own flies. I don't think
Well, that's the thing, Scott. You
Yeah.
guys aren't just fly tires. You're actually artists as well.
Yeah, well, you know, it's fun. I mean, I like tying some of the old classics, like what was the one you did last week? The Tom Thumb. You know, the Tom Thumb is what a classical fly, and it's fun to tie. It's quick to tie.
Yep.
But I also I spend a lot of time just working on patterns. Like I tied the same pattern. I tied a hare's ear, but I made it in with a fluorescent orange bead, and then put on some fluorescent rib on there, and then a little bit of laser dub in there, and so you have this. It's almost steelheadish bull troutish there, you know. It's not.
We're going to give our website a big twist here. I mean, I run a few different websites, but we're going to give FridayNightFlies.com a facelift, and we're going to post some pictures.
Post some pictures, make it easy, and just try to make it really easy to see our videos and see our flies and
pictures and videos. That's where it's at. I mean,
maybe how about pictures with an equipment list? That'd be good, eh? And then you just go in there if you want to watch the video afterwards, eh?
Hey, that's where your guys' feedback comes in really handy.
Yeah, let us know if you got any ideas about what you'd like to see or what we're doing wrong or what we're doing right. Let us know. We're always interested in hear all kinds of comments, good or bad.
You got her.
But yeah, so there's my fly. Friday Night Flies. Scotty's gonna tie another fly. Are you tying another fly?
Yeah, I'll tie another one.
Okay, Scotty's gonna tie another fly. I'm not sure if I am. I might. We'll see.
You better. I think one more tonight. I think what the hell.
It's possible.
It's raining outside.
It's possible. I know my wife's getting ready for flood.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, she's
So
thinking
Best not
flood.
to be at home then.
Yeah.
Thinking flood. Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyhow, let's
Okay. Yeah. Friday Night Flies. Scotty Holmes. See you next time. Boulder's back in a minute.
Ooh, I like that.